Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News. It is May 19th, 2019, and I wanted to go over some information that I was looking into early yesterday and first thing this morning, and it had to do with earthquakes in the English Channel and also an update on the French port Beaumont-Hague, that missing water that we were talking about yesterday. You know, folks, I had a lot of inquiries, a lot of comments, a lot of inbox messages pertaining to my video. And I was going by the information that was sent to me and what I looked into. And then all of a sudden, well, I would say about halfway through the day yesterday, I started getting all of these inbox messages from a person on Facebook. They were from the UK. I don't know who they are. The Facebook picture was blank, and when I went to look at their profile, they had just joined Facebook yesterday. So basically, it was a fake Facebook account. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is I've had my share of run-ins with, well, let's just say, you know, the YouTube trolls. We all know about them. And back in 2016 and 2017, I unveiled two organizations, one in the UK and one in the United States. And these two organizations are basically, they're kind of like black budget operations. Excuse me. How could I put this? These two organizations basically sit on the computer and they troll social media. Now, these are actual agents of the government, of the United Kingdom government and the United States government. There are also operations like this in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. I was sent the actual training manual for the organization here in the United States. And I divulged all of that information back in 2016. I blew the lid off of these two organizations, and all of the information is out there now. There have actually been a few whistleblowers who've worked for these organizations, and what they do is they go all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, and most definitely YouTube. And whenever you're coming out with any kind of information, especially dealing with Planet X, earthquakes, volcanoes, 9/11, the Kennedy assassination, chemtrails, whatever is deemed a conspiracy, these organizations, they literally sit in like a control room, almost like a telemarketing room. And I've seen photographs of them. They sit there, they have 3 or 4 monitors and all kinds of fake accounts. And I'm very good at picking them out now. So the point that I'm getting to is all of a sudden I started getting all of this feedback, negative feedback about the report that I did about this French port Beaumont-Hague. And I found it all of a sudden very, very suspicious that one person, just one person on the face of this earth would take it upon himself to call me a liar, tell me I did not know what I'm talking about. There are no such things as earthquakes in the English Channel. Why would I be spreading this information to people? Why would I be lying to people? And then one of the characteristics of these agents, these YouTube trolls, I guess, if you want to call them that, is they start squawking and running their mouth and telling you that they're going to report you. Okay, well, who are you going to report me to? What did I do wrong? Well, I did absolutely nothing wrong. Once again, the point I'm trying to get to, folks, is within the handbook and the training manual that these idiots go through, they have all kinds of rebuttals written down, and they literally, they have a handbook, like a telemarketer does, and they'll leaf through it. Oh, okay, well, you know what? This guy said this. What's the rebuttal for it? And they'll leaf through, and they'll spurt out the same damn thing over and over again. They are also meant to create disturbances in the comment sections on Facebook and Twitter and also YouTube. So I spotted this guy almost immediately, and he was targeting me on the information that was in my video yesterday about this French port, Beaumont-Hague. Look, it was really no big deal. I actually thought the disappearance of the water was kind of mysterious. I went along with what Lawrence had presented to me, and I do find it kind of odd that people would dock their boats in a small port or portage where the water completely disappeared. Because, folks, it's not very hard to damage a prop on your boat. The little propeller. So I found it very odd, and I investigated what information Lawrence put forth. So after this one individual kept on inboxing me, then he tried leaving comments in the comment section under my video. But they were coming up as held comments. Now, in YouTube, if you have blocked somebody and they're commenting on your video, those comments will not show up under the video. They will be held for review. And then it's up to you if you want to allow that comment into the comment section. So a few hours ago, I'm answering some comments, and I see, wow, this guy is all over the comment section, but they're all in review. So I started reading these comments. He's repeating the same things over and over again. How much of a liar I am. I should be thrown in jail. He's contacting the tourist bureau for the port of Beaumont-Hague. Ooh, I'm scared. Like, what are they going to do? Press charges against me from over in France for talking about their port? Give me a break. So, long story short, there's something that they don't want us to know about the English Channel. That would be my first trigger right there. Folks, I've been an investigator and a researcher for more than 20 years. If you tell me I can't do something, or you forcefully try to steer me away from a subject, I'll dig deeper. I will get my pick and shovel out, and then I'll start my jackhammer up, and I will find the truth. And I found it very peculiar that this individual was that persistent in trying to knock me off course investigating this small little story at a small little port in northern France along the English Channel. Now, I'm a very analytical person, so I looked and I read right between the lines. So I answered a few of these comments and the emails, because he was going everywhere. Inbox on Facebook, email, and then leaving the comments. So I answered some of the emails, and I put forth some information that kind of shut him up. And whenever I mentioned yesterday about earthquakes in the English Channel, I guess that is what triggered the response from the British unit. That's what they're called. They actually have their own building in the whole 9 yards. I forget. I think it's called the JTRIG or the JTRG. Yeah, it's completely funded by the government. A bunch of little agents sitting there, in computer rooms, playing around on social media, causing problems when they should be out there, defending their country. But, yeah, I found it very suspicious that this guy was coming after me, like a wild banshee. So that caused me to dig even more. Now, I'm not saying that this missing water, because I found out some more information on this. And I found out through the months of January through May, there are quite a few of these occurrences where that water does pretty much disappear. And that is kind of odd. When I checked the low tide for yesterday, the low tide was only 4.4 feet. But whenever we looked at the time lapse in the video, there was a hell of a lot of more water missing at that point than 4.4 feet. So I kept on digging and digging and digging. And I continued into today, because I, again, found it very, very odd that someone would take it upon themselves to just literally come out and call me a liar. It's not the first time, folks. Definitely won't be the last time. Let me go ahead and pull up the live chat here. And I'm going to show you guys some information, and I'm sure you'll find it quite interesting, since I'm sitting here lying to you. Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy. Life on YouTube, I'll tell you, man, it is really, really something. You just can't come on here and speak your piece. There you go. Now I could see all of you. Okay, we'll just adjust that a little bit there. So I started digging into this English Channel. Was there an earthquake? What happened to this water? Yes, there was a full moon, the blue moon. Could this have had something to do with these tidal changes? It's all possible. I don't think that this is a huge story. It's kind of like a little bit of a mystery. But when somebody really, really pushes me to stop looking into it, listen, don't do that, because I'll look into it even further. I'm going to jump out of this thumbnail real quick, folks. I'm going to show you the information that I found. And I'm also going to make some information available for all of you, like I do to all of the members in our private network. So let me go ahead and jump out of here real quick. And before I go ahead and jump into all of that, I want to apologize. Me and Mark were going to do a live stream last night at 9 o'clock. I even posted the video announcement. But man, I cut my grass yesterday, and I'm allergic to fresh cut grass. And oh my, I started having a bad allergy attack. And for the first time in like 10 years, I took a Benadryl. And boy, it knocked me out. I was gone. Gone. I, for the first time, got so much sleep, I actually didn't wake up till 5:30 this morning. So I apologize. We missed this this live stream last night. And I'm going to be talking to Mark as soon as I'm done with this live stream, and we'll see if we can't get together. Because there's some information that we do want to show you what's happening out there by our sun. But we were also discussing what has happened to this solar wind, these coronal mass ejections. Where were the impacts on Earth? Yesterday, it seemed like it started coming in, but we started seeing a lot of earthquakes over the last 24 hours. This would have to do with the impacts all the way back on the 15th, 3 and 4 days ago. Because once those impacts hit the Earth, it does take some time for them to penetrate all the way to the core of the Earth. It literally starts to heat things up. It starts to create this internal pressure. And sure enough, as you're looking at the earthquake map right now, this is current. You can just see what's happening. Very, very strange earthquake right here in Colorado. Trinidad, Colorado, magnitude 3.8. Rose Lodge, Oregon, 3.8. Alaska, 3.8. Right off the coast of Central America, magnitude 4.6. Chile, 4.2 and a 4.6. A lot of activity right here in the islands of Puerto Rico. And moving across, Russia, Japan, Indonesia again. And then, I'm going to zoom in here, because there's a small stack of earthquakes here. A magnitude 6.7 in the small island of New Caledonia. That was a boomer right there. And it was not very deep at all. As you can see on your screen, only a depth of 10 kilometers. So that is very, very shallow. There was another earthquake right after that, magnitude 5.9. And that is a duplicate of the 6.7. So as you can see, oh, there's a one down here in the Sandwich Islands. I didn't even see that, magnitude 5.1. So as you can see, the Earth has literally lit up like a sparkler on the 4th of July. So that just goes to show you, folks, what we're going to be in for in the years to come. There's no doubt about it. But something caught my eye. I was actually going to dismiss everything from this. I named him the English Channel Troll. I was going to dismiss everything. All of the comments that he made. All of the accusations and the threats. Until I came to my computer to check earthquake activity. And lo and behold, what did I see? Nine hours ago, a magnitude 3 earthquake in the English Channel, right off the coast, the southern coast of the UK. Now, this was a small earthquake, nothing that's going to do any kind of damage. People probably didn't even feel it. But it really got me thinking about all of the messages that the new English Channel Troll was inboxing and emailing me and the comments. telling me that there's no such thing as earthquakes in the English Channel. Huh, is that right? Well, check this out, folks. Here's your earthquake right here off the coast of the UK, and directly straight line right down to where my cursor is where that port is. The Beaumont-Hague port. It's right there. Now, that little 3.0 would have had nothing to do with the displacement of water. It's just too weak. Wouldn't even happen. But as I come to find out, more and more of this displacement of water along this northern coast of France has become more prevalent over the last 10 years. Why? That's the big question. And I was racking my brain on it. And thanks to the new English Channel troll baby, he got me thinking. So I decided to start digging. Let's jump out of here. So I stepped over to the USGS, and I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't a mistake. So let's go ahead and just zip on in here. And I'll use this map, which is a little bit better. So you could see where the earthquake is. Let me see if I could zoom in just one more click. I wanted to keep it all on the screen. Well, that's just about the best I could do. So here's where the earthquake is, right up here. Straight down is this area where that missing water was coming from. Very, very strange tides. So this guy's telling me that earthquakes don't occur in the English Channel. Well, I've been watching earthquakes for 20 years. More so over the last 5 years. I've seen earthquakes in the English Channel. Yeah. And the reason for this video is, folks, basically I had somebody out there calling me a liar. Just a flat-out liar. And I really didn't think there was that much of a big deal about this outflow of water. I did forget it was the full moon. So tides do change, but the numbers weren't adding up. Low tide, 4.4 feet. The water completely disappears off of the whole entire beachfront, including that port. Well, that was a hell of a lot more than 4.4 feet of water. Even at 20 or 30 feet, that still wouldn't have added up. So something suspicious is kind of going on, you know. So we can see this earthquake here. Again, nothing major to write home about. So let's get the hell out of the USGS over here. And I started poking around. I wanted to find out what the hell is going on in the English Channel that we don't know about. Nobody talks about it. And when I see troll babies coming after me about such a minor video, it's telling me that I possibly stumbled onto something that they don't want me talking about anymore, and they want the story buried. Okay, well, guess what? You just unburied it. I got me a new flavor of Red Bull Tangerine. This stuff is good. Allow me to test it. D-damn-licious. So anyways, folks, I started digging around, looking at these possibilities of earthquakes in the English Channel. And this story came up. The year 1580 Dover Straits earthquake. Yeah, that's right. I said the year 1580. Wasn't that like a couple of hundred years ago? Yeah, interesting story. I will put the link to this in the live chat, and you guys can ponder on this. And maybe the new English Channel troll baby, maybe he could chew on this for a little while. This was a very, very interesting story, and it led me to even more information about the famed English Channel. And when this earthquake occurred in 1580, they knew how to read and write back then, and they actually documented it. That's why we're able to read about it today. So you guys can go ahead and read about this. It was very, very interesting. The largest earthquake ever recorded in the English Channel was between a magnitude 5.7 and 5.8. So, once again, I'm not going to read through all of this because I don't want to put you guys to sleep. But I'm going to include this, and if you guys want to click on it, just leave it in your browser for right now and go back and read it later on. You can. I'll put it in the live chat. So, yeah, the year 1580, the English Channel got rocked. Now, let's move over to something totally different here. So, I started plugging away, and I wanted to know more about the English Channel and these earthquakes, because I was told that earthquakes don't happen there. There are no fault lines, because I'm nothing more than a liar and a YouTube criminal. So, I was doing some searches, and this came up. Recent earthquakes near English Channel. Okay, well, let's check this info out. And if you pay very close attention to the right side of your screen, it goes back 12 years. 12 years, 11 years, 5 years, 4 years. What did the lady tell me that I spoke with? Oh, that's another thing. I was told that I was a complete liar, that I did not speak with anybody from the Tourist Bureau. Okay? The lady's name was Giselle. I can't pronounce her last name. I don't speak French. It was very hard to even understand her. But she told me that this has been happening for the last 10 years. What do we see on the right side of your screen? Earthquakes going back 12 and 11, 5 and 4 years. Wow! That kind of coincides with my lying conversation with the lady from the Tourist Bureau. So there's something that they don't want us to know about the English Channel. Woo, it's a big mystery. So anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, and I'm going to use this little map over here. And let's just take a look at this. Let's just take a look at the positioning of the earthquakes. Oh, Lord have mercy. What do we have right there? Right there where my cursor is, you're seeing an earthquake right off of the shore where that little port of Beaumont-Hague is. And that was 12 years ago, and it was only a magnitude 2.6. But my point is, wow. We have, this English Channel secret agent trying to make me go away, make me move away from this story. Kind of odd, don't you think? Do you think it was really that big of a deal, my video? Yeah. I don't think my video was that big of a deal. But it got the attention of somebody. So anyways, folks, I'm going to back off here real quick. And we will see that, yeah, there have been some earthquakes over here in the English Channel. And if you take a look at them, a lot of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say 4 of them were kind of concentrated within that area. One thing that the lady did tell me is she said that this had been occurring along the shoreline for the last 10 years. Well, naturally, the northern shoreline is along the English Channel. So, I don't know. All I know is there are recorded earthquakes in this area, but I don't think that they have anything to do with the missing water. Okay, just let me make that clear. I don't think the earthquakes have anything to do with the recession of the water or the strange tidal occurrences. So let's just make that point loud and clear. I want to stress another point. I had another blooming idiot Einstein tell me in the comment section of this video yesterday that I was absolutely, completely, 100% full of Shiite, that no water was ever missing last year anywhere around the state of Florida. Anta Maria, hijo de puta, man. You know, the guy said, oh, you're full of shit. My sister lives in Florida. And there's nothing that goes on in that state that she doesn't tell me about. And if there was some kind of missing water anywhere around the state, she would have told me. Well, I had to shut him up real quick. And I left the link in the comment section from the Tampa Bay Tribune talking about when the hurricane came through and literally sucked all of the water out of Tampa Bay. Woo! I guess your sister down in Florida doesn't know everything, does she? She's not keeping up on her gossip there, buddy boy. So that just goes to show me, once again, I was getting it from one little YouTube troll over in the UK and one here in the US. What did I just talk about in the very beginning of this video? The UK and the United States both have black budget operations to deal with information on social media. That's what these agents do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They work for the FBI, they work for the DHS, they work for the NSA. They're all together. Normally, these are agents that are fresh out of college and fresh with the their units, whoever they're working for, DHS, NSA, or the FBI. And they're relatively young and very familiar with social media. And they're very, very highly trained. And they do have psychology skills. And that's what they try to use on you, is reverse psychology. Well, listen, buddy. My mom was a professor of psychology, and a damn good one at that. And I grew up in a household of psychology. And your reverse psychology, it's not going to work on me. Sorry. You better get more training. But anyways, I found that very, very odd that I had one person from the UK coming at me very, very hard and one person from the United States coming at me very, very hard. Both people calling me outright a liar. Okay. Well, I put the link in the comment section for the Tampa Bay review. I mean, we all talked about it. BP Earthwatch talked about the missing water, Mr. MBB333. I mean, everybody. It was all over social media. And you see, folks, when things like that happen now with the power of social media, the government hates it. Why? Because a story like that flies all over the world, even to the tiniest little island. Yeah, people can watch it on a cell phone. Now, millions and millions and millions of people are hearing about it, reading about it, or watching it. What's this guy saying here for a second? What's going on in my live chat here? Hold on one second. Okay. I don't know. Listen, guys, don't fight in the live chat. You know, if you don't have respect, I'm going to have to kick you out. It's as simple as that. And that goes for my comment section. You know, I don't appreciate people getting in there and harassing other people or even trying to harass me. You know, that's why they make the delete button. I want my YouTube channel to be a place where people can come and gather information and take it for what it is. But I don't sit here on YouTube and make videos or do live streams and just outright lie to all of you. That's just not who I am. So anyways, so we know over the course of at least the last 12 years and going all the way back to 1580 something that earthquakes have been happening in the English Channel. But what's going on there? Yeah. And what's been happening there recently? Yeah, that's the other bigger question. So let's jump out of here. And I'll tell you what, I will take this link and I'll put it in the live chat so you guys can check it out. Just in case somebody wants to call me a liar again. Oh, shit. Anyhow, anywho, and anyway, let's get back to business. So, I pulled up some additional information. And this was the biggest earthquakes, the biggest, near the English Channel. So, let's take a look at that info. Now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so we could just see on the old map. Doo-doo-ba-doo-boo. Oh, let me just knock that down one. Okay, so right down the coast, this is the area that we're looking at right here. So right down the coast, we had a magnitude 3.5 20 years ago. So you can see this goes back 29 years. So we have earthquakes 20 years ago, magnitude 4.6, 29 years ago, magnitude 4.2. So again, my point is that yes, sizable earthquakes have occurred and do occur in the English Channel. Do I think it has anything to do with that tidal recession at Beaumont-Hague? No, I don't think so. But what I did find out is rather alarming. Yeah, you learn something new every damn day. So, once again, we know earthquakes occur there. I'm going to go ahead and put this link for the biggest earthquakes near the English Channel or in the English Channel. I will put that in the live chat And I'm going to go ahead and get out of there so we have all of that information. And now what I want to show you guys. Now, I told all of you before, whenever you join our private membership network, I write up PDF reports on Planet X and numerous subjects: earthquakes, what's happening on the sun, the magnetosphere, numerous PDF files. I make these PDF files available for all of our members. You can download them. They are professionally done. Remember, I used to do this for a living, so all of this comes very, very easy for me. I make these PDF files available for you guys because you can download them for free, and you could literally use it and make your own video. The video screen sharing software from OBS is free. So if you have a decent laptop or a decent computer, you obviously have a YouTube channel because you're listening to me right now. If you want to rehearse a little bit, read through the article, you can now start to do your own videos and get yourself involved. So this is my way of giving back a little bit, creating more of an educational network amongst all of us. So if you're a member of our private network, these PDF files are available, and I'm making all of Dr. Albers' PDF reports available for everybody. So I put together some information because I kept on digging into the English channel. And this is a PDF report here. I'm just going to blow it up just a little bit. And we'll go down through it. Maybe just shrink it a little bit. So as you're seeing this on my screen right now, this would be the way that you would present it to your subscribers and your viewers. All you have to do is download it. Make sure you have a PDF viewer program on your computer. And I titled this, "The English Channel Struck by the Biggest Earthquake in 300 Years." And that was just a title page. And I included a bunch of information that I started digging up. And it talks about this magnitude. I found out this magnitude 3.9 earthquake years ago that rattled the town in the UK, West Sussex. And it is a seaside town. And, you know, they're sitting there drinking their little tea. And the next thing you know, the little teacups start rattling. And the rattling was from an earthquake. So there is a British Geological Survey, just like the USGS, but they speak with an accent. So that information's all in here. This shows you where that earthquake was, and that was July 14th, 2011 at 6:59 a.m. And what are the Brits doing? It's tea time. That's why their little teacups got rattled. And it shows you right down there where Portsmouth is, right across the channel. Guess what's over there? Oh, it's Beaumont-Hague, the port of. So, you know, there's more information in here that I put in. And it goes into a little bit of the technical information about the actual earthquake. Magnitude 3.9, 85 kilometers from the epicenter. Portsmouth Harbor in Hampshire. And the UK's biggest quake. Britain's biggest quake struck the North Sea on June 7th, 1931, with a magnitude 6.1. Yeah. I'll repeat that. June 7th, 1931, magnitude 6.1. So seismic activity does occur in this area. It states that I found out information that it was felt across most of the countries in Ireland, the Netherlands, Belgium, northern France. Oh, there's that northern France again. And parts of northwest Germany, Denmark, and as far south as West Norway. There was damage. It does say 71 buildings, structures were damaged. The strongest effects were in Finley, North Yorkshire, where the top of a church spire literally rotated. So, yes, there is earthquake activity in this region. And there was a reason why these two so-called men, one in the UK and one in the US, wanted to degrade me to all of you. They wanted you to see their comments, to discredit me. But all they did was kicked me into overdrive. And I'm no dummy, folks. I got a pretty good brain up here. Yeah. So this goes on into more information about this big earthquake and a couple other bigger earthquakes. Hell, I was able to dig up some information going all the way back to 1382 and 1580. So how's that for doing a little bit of research? Yeah. And then I run into some information on what geologists are not looking forward to. And London, the beautiful city of London, one of the most historical cities in all of Europe, is overdue for a major earthquake, warns seismologists. Yeah, you got that right. London overdue for a major earthquake. Yeah. And you think to yourself, well, how the hell can that be possible? There's no faults that run through London, like out there in California and, the whole Pacific Northwest of the United States. And it states here that London is overdue for an earthquake that could cause billions of pounds, meaning dollars, worth of damage. A leading seismologist has already warned about this. Britain is not close enough to any tectonic plate boundaries for a large earthquake like the catastrophic magnitude 7 quake that hit Haiti earlier that year. But small or moderate quakes can cause damage. Reason being, they're referring to a lot of the older buildings, the older structures, older houses, things of that nature. It states again about the historical 1580 quake, which was a magnitude 5.5, caused extensive damage in the southeast of England and the northeast of France. Oh, there it is again, the northeast of France. Boy, oh boy, just happens to be the same area that we were looking at yesterday. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of information. They go back as far as 1382. So they were documenting this seismic activity in and around this area of the English Channel. Why does it happen? I'm going to pan through this article real quick because I don't want to bore all of you guys to death. Let me get all the way down here. And I was kind of curious, what the hell's going on there? You know, is there something there that we should be paying attention to? Is there something there that's been occurring recently that we need to pay close attention to? Why is it happening? So anyways, I go on, I'm researching a little bit more, learning a little bit more, and sure as hell, this information comes up. And it states that the English Channel is on the Eurasian plate and is being pushed to the east by the expansion of the Atlantic Ocean and to the north by the impact of the African plate being pushed into Europe. Yeah. Interesting. So I found a graph that I'm going to show you guys so you get a better picture in your minds of what I'm talking about. So these two plates are pushing up against each other. And that may have something to do with these crazy tidal recessions that these folks have been talking about in the northern part of France. So I'm going to jump out of here. And I just have this quick graph. This was that earthquake back in 1580, the Dover Straits earthquake. And this was a little further east than the area. It might get a little blurry here. This is where the earthquake was. This is the area right here where we're talking about. But that was all the way back in April 6th, 1580. Let me get out of here. So this is what they're talking about here as far as the Eurasian plate, and it's the Eurasian plate's massive. It encompasses all of Europe, all of Russia, all of China. It's just absolutely huge. And then down here, you have the African plate. So the African plate is literally pushing upwards towards the Eurasian plate, which you see right here, and that goes right through below Spain, all the way through the Mediterranean, through the bottom toe of Italy, and you could see it right here. So as this is literally pushing all of Europe upward, and way up here is where you have the way over here. This is where you have the bloody English Channel. My British accent sucks. So yeah, this may be a little bit of a reason why some of these things are occurring. I don't know. You know, many things are possible. I thought I had a better picture of that. Where the hell did it go? Where did I put it? Oh. The Eurasian plate. Yeah, let's just put it over here. Oh, God figures it would be blurry, for God's sakes. Well, this will give you a pretty good idea of the. Sorry, it's a little blurry. This will give you a pretty good idea of the Eurasian plate, and it's just absolutely massive. It's being pushed by the African plate, which you see right here. So there are seismologists. There is activity as far as research about what is going on in the English Channel. Wow, earthquakes are just popping everywhere, all over the world. Look at this map. This is all current, folks. This is all for today. Over the last maybe 12 hours. And this is all due to the energy that came in from the sun on the 15th and 16th. As it penetrates deep into the earth, it does take about 48 hours, sometimes 72 hours, even 4 days before we start to see this seismic activity. But look, I really hope that I proved my point about what could possibly be happening up in the English Channel. Obviously, this doesn't have anything to do with my Planet X research. I just thought that it was very, very odd that this was occurring, and to hear from a resident of the area, or a person who visits the area for a long time, and then listening to another person telling me, yes, this has been happening now for the last 10 years or more. Maybe something is happening up in the English Channel. Maybe the theories that the seismologists have about these two plates pushing up against each other and literally pushing, it may be narrowing the English Channel. But that wouldn't cause water to recede. I don't know. I'm not a seismologist. I don't have all of their data. I mean, I'm sure I'd love to look at it. But what bothers me the most, folks, I'm going to say it again. I got one person over the UK, one person in the United States, both at the same time trying to shut me up and call me a liar. I personally think that each one of them is from one of these black budget operations. You want to know why I say that? Because when I looked at their profiles on YouTube, I had already blocked them a long time ago, which means they just recycled their YouTube account. And they changed the name. So I didn't block them today. They were already blocked. The names didn't look familiar because they changed them. So I got one guy telling me that there was no water recession in the state of Florida last year. And I got one guy over here in the UK telling me that earthquakes don't occur in the English Channel. Wrong? Wrong. So these are the games that the governments play with me on YouTube. They do it to many, many others. I'm not singled out. They do it to many, many, many others. I mean, I'm going to be honest with all you guys. I'm sure all of you are subscribed to BP Earthwatch. What they did to Jesse was just absolutely horrible. They literally set him up to ruin his channel and then finally cause him to lose the original BP Earthwatch. They set him up. And then they terminated his channel. And what did they use? They used a mentally ill YouTube troll. And that was enough to cause BP to lose his channel that he worked for years and years and years to establish. And he was doing reporting on the election in 2016. Yeah, very sad. And these are some of the things that we put up with. And you have to fight back. And this live stream, this is my way of fighting back. You want to call me a liar? I'm going to prove that you were the liar. You were the one who was ignorant, because now we know there have been plenty of earthquakes in the English Channel over centuries. And for the nutbag down there in Florida that said there's no water recessions going on here, my sister would know about it. Yeah. Well, your sister doesn't know everything, and she better start reading the newspaper, and she better start listening to me. Anyhow, anywho, anyway, folks, there's my English Channel earthquake presentation. And for all of the folks out there that were calling me a liar, hey, this one's for you. You know, we seem to have a lot of earthquake activity flowing across the world, though, folks. I've been watching it all day. I've been up since about 5 this morning, and it's flowing pretty good. This will just give you a general idea. This is like a precursor to what we have to look forward to in the future. If we're seeing things like this bad in the very beginning, then what are we in store for a year or 2 years, 5 years down the road? You know, this solar minimum is going to play a very, very big role in what's happening to our planet right now. This actually worries me. This worries me more than finding these objects out there orbiting the sun. And people still call me a liar for that. Even though I show the best observational evidence ever seen on YouTube, they still call me a liar. But it doesn't bother me, because I prove them wrong time and time again. But listen, I am going to get with Mark over at the Blue Kool-Aid channel, and I'm going to see how he's doing today. He's had a long week of work. I'm going to see if he wants to jump on here with me in a little while, and we're going to show you some of the information that we've been gathering on what's currently happening on the sun with these sunspots. Because what is actually happening is, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the SDO real quick. We'll just go ahead and pull that up there real quick. And we just have the 211 angstrom view. And you can see these sunspots are moving around the western limb of the sun to the backside. If you listened to my live streams a couple of days ago, I talked about this. These sunspots degenerated as they crossed the front face of the sun, our view. Now they're moving off, and they're moving back around to the backside of the sun. On April 30th, we saw the same scenario happen with the same sunspots. They regenerated, and there were several large coronal mass ejections. The sunspots regenerated, came all the way back around the sun, and we had to deal with them again under the numbers 2740, 2741. Just as I theorized, they would fizzle out as they crossed the front face of the sun. They did just that. However, once again, according to the orbit of Planet X and how these objects are orbiting the sun, they should actually be moving up near the backside of the sun as we speak. What is also moving around to the backside of the sun? Those two sunspots. And if you look to the right side of the sun on your screen right now, you'll see that they have started to regenerate. And one of the biggest captures for interaction between one of these Planet X objects and the sun, the prodigy Mark from the Blue Kool-Aid channel with his hawk eye, he caught it. That's Mark's new nickname for now on. You call him the prodigy. But Mark captured something that was very, 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 very odd. But I'm going to let him show it to you. And I made sure that I captured it in high definition so we were all on the same page and we could see it really, really clearly. Because what you're going to see, and it's going to coincide with my theory of where this object is at this particular time, we are probably going to see these sunspots regenerate. We will probably see another coronal mass ejection, 2 or 3, on the backside of the sun. There was another coronal mass ejection yesterday. I'll bring it up. I'll show it to you guys real quick. You know, nothing real big, but it went right across Venus, and you can see it right here, heading out this way. And where did that come from? Yeah, where did that coronal mass ejection come from? Yeah, that came from sunspot 2740, the first sunspot to make its way around the backside of the sun. Yeah. So that blasted right towards Venus, as you could see on your screen. And we can take a quick look at it. I'll bring up the seeds. And here you go. You can see it right there. And it started streaming pretty good. And then all of a sudden, boom. Now you won't see too much of it on the LASCO, because you're looking at it in ultraviolet light. We see it much, much better on the LASCO coronagraph in the difference view, the gray view to the left. It was a moderate explosion. Nothing super major, no halo of any kind, and it will head towards Venus and not towards us. But the point is, just like I said, these sunspots were going to peter out. Then they were going to make their way around the backside of the sun. Then they're going to regenerate. Why? Because they're getting a direct magnetic connection with another object, which has the ability to do just that with its magnetic field. These two objects are now making a magnetic connection. Just like I showed you guys the other day when I showed you the magnetic connectivity of the sunspot 2740 and the Earth. Let me see if I still have it. Yep, right here. Oh, this was just the other day. Yeah, this was just yesterday. So you see the Earth right here in blue, and actually the Earth was connected to sunspot 2741. Sorry. The coronal mass ejection came out of 2741. Sorry if I'm confusing you guys. But as of 1048 UT Universal Time on the 18th, the Earth is or was still connected, magnetically connected to that sunspot. You can see it right here. So was Venus. Venus is in the gray right there. Right there. There's Venus in the gray. There's Earth in the blue. And Mars, its little old lonely self down here, it is connected to the south pole region of the sun. But the Earth, it connected itself magnetically to that sunspot. So sunspot 2740 is already on the backside. Where would Planet X and its objects coming up? It would be coming up around the backside. What did it connect to yesterday? It connected to 2740. What happened? It created a coronal mass ejection. So I'm going to be watching very, very carefully and very closely over the next couple of days. Well, actually for the next 2 weeks. As these sunspots move across the backside of the sun, we may see more explosions. They won't harm the Earth. They won't have anything to do with the Earth. But we may get some other good views of these objects to, capture on photographs more evidence. And that will definitely prove my theory. That will add more credence to this eccentric elliptical orbit of 28 days. I haven't had anybody really ask me about it. No other people on YouTube that claim to be a Planet X researcher or investigator. These people are still hung up on trying to find Nibiru, even though, if they really want to find it, just come to Planet X News. I'll tell you all about it. I'll show you where it's at. I'll share the orbit with you. But here's the thing, folks. Those people don't want the truth. They want to keep you right where you're at so you continue to watch their videos and their nonsense. If you want true scientific fact, this is where you'll get it. For sure. Right here on Planet X News. But anyways, folks, that's what I have for all of you. I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It is blazing hot here in the Pittsburgh area. Our temperatures went from the low 70s, spiked all the way up to 90 degrees, 75% humidity. It's just very strange for this time of year. Very strange. Our temperatures should be high 70s, very low 80s, not 90. And then, not too far away, over there in Minnesota, they're about to get some snow. Yeah. And, folks, real quick, I mentioned the weather situation in the Midwest yesterday. Whew! Boy, did it get heated. All night, all day yesterday, all night, and it's still cracking off pretty good. Be very, very observant of your weather. Know your weather. Make it part of your life from this point on. It may save your life. So anyways, folks, I'm out of here for a little while. I hope we cleared some things up, and I hope I pissed off the new English Channel troll and our new know-it-all in Florida and his sister. So take it for what it is, folks. And join our private network. The link's in the description box. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. And again, I'm giving everybody access to all of these PDF files. And you guys can use these files in your own videos. Okay? Just don't misrepresent what is there. And you can literally start to add subscribers to your YouTube channel. You can become part of this network that I'm actually trying to build. Yeah, you may have to do a little bit of work, but you know what? That's what we need to do, because times are going to get very, very, I'll use the word. Times are going to get very, very scary. You know, space weather affects the weather here on Earth. That's a known fact, just not my opinion. So what's happening out there in space and in our inner solar system is directly affecting our lives right here, where we live. And yeah, it's going to get scary. We're going to have some scary moments, some scary times. But I think the more people that learn about this, well, that's a good thing. Educating the masses. My main goal. Anyways, folks, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to get in touch with Mark. See if we can jump on here, do a live stream in a little while, and show you the evidence that he found, because it's pretty damn amazing. So stay tuned. Be safe out there, folks. Take care.